Big Bang Theory. Season 1 Episode 10. Series 01 Episode 10 The Leubenfeld Decay Scene, the downstairs lobby. Leonard. See, the liquid metal Terminators were created in the future by Skynet, and Skynet was developed by Miles Dyson, but that future no longer exists, due to Dyson's death in Terminator 2. Sheldon. Okay, then riddle me this. Assuming all the good Terminators were originally evil Terminators created by Skynet but then reprogrammed by the future John Connor, why would Skynet, an artificial computer intelligence, bother to create a petite hot 17-year-old killer robot? Leonard. Skynet is kinky? I don't know. Sheldon. Artificial intelligences do not have teen fetishes. Leonard. Alright, oh wait, they use it to in. Sheldon. Buzzing noise, too late, I win. Cultural reference. Terminators, Skynet. Miles Dyson, John Connor, Terminator 2, key elements from the Terminator film franchise. Expression. This opening exchange immediately establishes the guys' deep immersion in pop culture lore, specifically Terminator, and their tendency to apply rigorous scientific and logical reasoning to fictional universes. Sheldon's, riddle me this, and his triumphant, too late, I win, after Leonard struggles to counter his logical, albeit absurd, point about Skynet's motivations, showcases Sheldon's pedantic, competitive nature in his literal interpretation of even fictional technology. Penny, voice off, singing, quite tunelessly, let's go tonight. I have to go you tonight. Leonard. What the hell is that? Sheldon. I don't know, but if cats could sing, they'd hate it too. They continue up the stairs and disappear from view. Penny, still singing off. You wanna prowl, be my night owl, Leonard and Sheldon reappear, running down the stairs, we'll take my, appearing, hey guys, hi. Where you going? Leonard. What? Oh, we just had to mail some letters and, seeing Sheldon has large bag in hand and bin is nearby, throw away some chicken. Sheldon very reluctantly does. Expression. Penny's terrible singing is immediately established as a source of auditory discomfort for the guys, leading to their comical retreat down the stairs. Sheldon's scathing analogy, if cats could sing, they'd hate it too, highlights his blunt honesty. Their awkward attempt to fabricate an excuse, mail some letters, throw away some chicken, demonstrates their poor lying skills and their aversion to confronting Penny's lack of talent. Penny. You'll never guess what just happened. Leonard. Oh, I give up. Sheldon. I don't guess. As a scientist I reach conclusions based on observation and experimentation, although as I'm saying this it occurs to me you may have been employing a rhetorical device rendering my response moot. Expression. Penny's use of a common rhetorical phrase is met by Sheldon's literal interpretation and pedantic explanation of his scientific method, which he then self-corrects by realizing her rhetorical intent. This highlights his social awkwardness and hyper-analytical mind. Penny. All right, remember when I auditioned for that workshop production of Rent, but I didn't get it and I couldn't figure out why? Sheldon. I have a conclusion based on an observation. Leonard. No you don't. No he doesn't. Penny. Well, the girl they picked to play Mimi, she dropped out and they asked me to replace her. Cultural reference. Rent, Mimi, a popular rock musical. Mimi Marquez is a main character in Rent. Expression. Sheldon's eagerness to deliver a blunt, negative assessment of Penny's singing, which Leonard quickly tries to shut down, anticipating Penny's feelings. Penny's excitement about getting the role due to a dropout shows her opportunistic optimism. Sheldon. I think I know. Leonard. No you don't. He doesn't. Expression. Another instance of Leonard anticipating and trying to prevent Sheldon's tactless honesty about Penny's singing ability. Penny. It's this Friday at 8, you guys want to come? Together. No. Leonard. Because? Friday, we are attending a symposium on molecular positronium. Sheldon. I think that's a week from Tuesday at 6. Leonard. No, it's this Friday, at 8. Penny. Oh, too bad. Well, I got to get to rehearsal. See you guys. Leonard. See you. Penny exits singing. Scientific jargon. Molecular positronium, symposium, highly specific scientific terms. Expression. The boy's immediate and unified refusal to attend Penny's performance, followed by Leonard's awkward and immediate lie. Sheldon, ever the stickler for accuracy, inadvertently calls out Leonard's fabrication, leading to Leonard's desperate doubling down. This sets up the central conflict of the episode, the unraveling of a simple lie. Sheldon, you just lied to Penny. Leonard, yes, I did. Sheldon, and you did it so casually, no rapid breathing, no increase in perspiration. Leonard, so? Sheldon, so, lack of a physiological response while lying is characteristic of a violent sociopath. Leonard, Sheldon, are you worried about your safety? Sheldon, no, I imagine if you were going to kill me you'd have done it a long time ago. Leonard, that's very true. Expression. Sheldon's literal and clinical analysis of Leonard's lying ability, immediately jumping to a diagnosis of violent sociopath. Leonard's resigned acknowledgement of Sheldon's point, and his darkly humorous agreement to Sheldon's observation about not being killed yet, highlights the dysfunctional dynamic of their friendship. Scene. Outside Leonard's bedroom. Sheldon, knock, 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 Leonard, knock, 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 Leonard, knock, 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 knock. Leonard, what? Sheldon, I need to speak to you. Leonard, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, Sheldon, it's important. Leonard, I highly doubt that. Go away. Long pause. Are you still out there? Sheldon, yes. Leonard, opening door, what? Sheldon, you're right, it can wait until morning. Expression. Sheldon's infamous and irritating 4-knock routine, followed by his absolute lack of awareness regarding appropriate timing for conversations. His ultimate retreat, after forcing Leonard to open the door, emphasizes his unusual social calibration. Sheldon, I'm uncomfortable having been included in your lie to Penny. Expression. Sheldon's moral rigidness and his discomfort with deceit, even a white lie told to spare feelings. Leonard, that would have hurt her feelings. Sheldon, is that a relevant factor? Leonard, yes. Sheldon, then I suppose you could have agreed to go. Leonard, and what would I have said afterwards? Sheldon, I would suggest something to the effect of, singing is neither an appropriate vocation nor avocation for you, and if you disagree, I'd recommend you have a CAT scan, to look for a tumor pressing on the cognitive processing center of your brain. Scientific jargon. CAT scan, cognitive processing center, medical and neurological terms. Expression. Leonard attempts to explain the social protocol of white lies. Sparing feelings, which Sheldon initially dismisses. Sheldon's proposed, truthful, response is brutally honest and clinically offensive, highlighting his complete inability to grasp social nuances. Leonard, it's the social protocol, it's what you do when you have a friend who's proud of something they really suck at. Sheldon, I was not aware of that. Leonard, well now you are. Sheldon, oh, all right. Leonard, yes. Sheldon, when we played chess earlier. You were terrific and I can't wait to play you again. Good night. Expression. Leonard explicitly teaches Sheldon a social protocol. Sheldon, immediately and painfully, applies this new rule to Leonard's chess playing, showing his literal adherence to rules, even if it means lying about Leonard's skill. This is a brilliant demonstration of Sheldon learning a social lesson in the most Sheldon way possible. Scene. Leonard's bedroom. Sheldon, knock, 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 knock. Leonard, 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 ooh, this would be so much easier if I were a violent sociopath. Opening door, what? Expression. Sheldon's continued knocking pushes Leonard to the brink, leading to his dark humor about the benefits of being a sociopath for dealing with Sheldon. Sheldon, I was analyzing our lie, and I believe we're in danger of Penny seeing through the ruse. Leonard, how? Sheldon, simple. If she were to log on to www.socalphysicsgroup.org/activities/other, click on upcoming events, scroll down to seminars, download the PDF schedule, and look for the seminar on molecular positronium, well then, bippity boppity boo, our pants are metaphorically on fire. Idiom. Pants are metaphorically on fire, a playful reference to the idiom. Liar, liar, pants on fire, indicating that their lie would be exposed. Expression. Sheldon's hyper-detailed and improbable scenario for how Penny would discover the lie, showcasing his overthinking and extreme paranoia about even the slightest imperfection in a fabrication. His use of bippity-boppity-boo adds a childlike quality to his complex explanation. Scene. Outside Penny's door. Sheldon. Knock, 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 Penny, knock, 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 Penny, knock, 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 knock. Penny, door opens, good morning. Penny, do you have any idea what time it is? Sheldon, of course I do. My watch is linked to the atomic clock. In Boulder, Colorado. It's accurate to 1/10 of a second. But as I'm saying this, it occurs to me that once again your question may have been rhetorical. Cultural reference. Atomic clock in Boulder, Colorado refers to NIST F1, a highly accurate atomic clock in Boulder, Colorado, which defines the official time for the United States. Expression. Sheldon's literal answer to Penny's rhetorical question about the time, displaying his reliance on precise scientific measurement and his growing, but still limited, awareness of social rhetoric. Sheldon. He lied, and I'm feeling very uncomfortable about it. Penny. Well, imagine how I'm feeling. Sheldon. Hungry? Tired? I'm sorry, this really isn't my strong suit. Expression. Sheldon's blunt honesty about Leonard's lie, followed by his inability to understand Penny's emotional reaction, resorting to basic physiological states, and admitting his weakness in emotional intelligence. Scene. The living room. Sheldon. She was going to see through your lie eventually, so I told her that you were lying to protect me. Expression. Sheldon's bizarre solution to Leonard's lie, revealing he has created an even more elaborate fabrication, framing Leonard as protecting him. This demonstrates his unconventional problem-solving and his tendency to make things more complicated. Sheldon. Anyway, Penny now believes that on Friday night, we're going to participate in my cousin Leopold's drug intervention. Leonard. Your cousin Leopold? Sheldon. Yay, who most people call Leo, but he also answers to Lee. Remember that, it's important. Leonard. What's important? Sheldon. Details. Leonard, the success or failure of our deceitful enterprise turns on details. Expression. Sheldon's increasingly convoluted and elaborate lie, complete with made-up character details and an insistence on their importance for the deceitful enterprise. This is the core of the episode's title, the Lubbenfeld decay, referring to the escalating complexity of the lie. Sheldon. No, I made him up. I think you'd call him Lee. Leonard. I don't get it. I already told her a lie, why replace it with a different lie? Sheldon. Well, first of all, your lie was laughably transparent, where mine is exquisitely convoluted. While you were sleeping, I was weaving an unravelable web. Expression. Sheldon proudly declares his lie as exquisitely convoluted and an unravelable web, highlighting his pride in his own intellectual capacity for deception, a stark contrast to Leonard's simple and bad lying. Sheldon. Yes, if she Googles Leopold Houston, she'll find a Facebook page, an online blog depicting his descent into drug use, and a desperate yet hopeful listing on e-harmony.com. Cultural reference. Facebook, e-harmony.com, social media platform and an online dating service. Expression. Sheldon's detailed plan for creating a believable fake online persona for his fictional cousin, demonstrating his meticulous planning and understanding of modern digital footprints. Sheldon. Because it's in Long Beach, and I don't drive. Leonard. We're going to Long Beach? Sheldon. No, of course not, there's no cousin Leo, there's no intervention, focus Leonard. Geographical reference. Long Beach, a city in Southern California. Expression. Sheldon's layered deception, where the trip to Long Beach is part of the lie itself, further confusing Leonard and emphasizing the complexity of Sheldon's scheme. Sheldon. Yes, but he can relapse if Penny ever invites us to go hear her sing again. Expression. Sheldon's cynical and self-serving condition for Leo's rehab. demonstrating his willingness to manipulate the fictional cousin's addiction to avoid hearing Penny sing. Sheldon. For a noble purpose, to spare me the social embarrassment of having a drug-addled first cousin, which I'm assuming is embarrassing, yes? Expression. Sheldon's claim of a noble purpose, which is purely to protect his own social standing by fabricating a more elaborate lie. His asking Leonard if it's embarrassing shows his reliance on Leonard for social cues. Sheldon. That's the best part, you don't have to. See, I told Penny that you would be embarrassed if you knew that she found out that you had lied, so she's agreed to operate as if the original lie was still in force. Expression. Sheldon's masterful and manipulative design of the lie, which allows Leonard to continue his original lie while Penny is in on the new, more complex lie, making it unravelable. In Sheldon's mind. Scene. The apartment. Penny. You know, I got to tell you, a lot of friends would let their friend go alone, but that's not who you are. You are the kind of guy who stands by a friend when he has a symposium to go to. Leonard. I don't know what to say. Penny. It's okay. Leonard hugs him. Expression. Penny's heartfelt praise for Leonard's supposed loyalty to Sheldon and the symposium, highlighting her appreciation for what she thinks he's doing, and Leonard's awkward acceptance of praise for a lie. Howard, arriving, oh boy, group hug. Penny. Howard. Penny. Expression. Howard's eagerness to join the hug, and Penny's playful, confirming his exclusion, foreshadowing his later exclusion from the lie. Sheldon. Well, Penny is on her way to perform in a one-night showcase production of Rent, which we are unable to attend because we are going to a symposium on molecular positronium, given by Dr. Emil Farmanfarmian. Howard. Wait a minute, Farmanfarmian is speaking and you're bogarting the symposium. Leonard. Howard, I'm sorry, we're Howard. No, you're Quark blocking us. Slang, science. Bogarting, Quark blocking. Bogarting means to selfishly keep something to oneself, often associated with sharing a joint. Quark blocking is a humorous portmanteau of cock blocking and a subatomic particle, quark, used by Howard to accuse Leonard of unfairly excluding them from a desirable scientific event. Expression. Sheldon, unaware of the escalating complications, reiterates the original, false, symposium story. Howard, a true nerd, is immediately indignant about being excluded from a lecture by a renowned and fictional physicist, leading to his unique quark blocking accusation. Howard. No, it's okay, it's your Millennium Falcon, you and Chewbacca do whatever you want to do. Me and Princess Leia here will find some other way to spend the evening. Cultural reference, Millennium Falcon. Chewbacca, Princess Leia, iconic elements from the Star Wars franchise. Expression. Howard's dramatic, and still somewhat lecherous, by implying Penny is Leia, comparison of Leonard's exclusion to Star Wars, further emphasizing their shared nerd interests. Penny. Howard, wait. Sheldon, I think we should tell them. Sheldon. Okay, sure. I don't see a problem with that. Expression. Penny, thinking she's helping, suggests revealing the real lie, and Sheldon, confident in his unravelable web, agrees, setting up the next layer of deception. Penny. There's no symposium, Leonard lied to me, isn't that right, Leonard? Leonard. Well, I don't know what to say. Penny. It's okay, I do. Look, Leonard is helping Sheldon through a family crisis. He made up the whole story about the symposium with Dr. Farman. Ian. Sheldon. Good for you. Penny. Yeah. Because he didn't want Sheldon to be embarrassed, and there is nothing to be embarrassed. Okay, every family in America has a relative holed up in a garage somewhere huffing paint thinner. Expression. Penny, now, in on the secret, confidently, exposes Leonard's lie but immediately pivots to the new lie about Sheldon's cousin, demonstrating her belief in Sheldon's fabricated story and her attempts to normalize it with a relatable, if exaggerated, American family stereotype. Howard, after Raj whispers in his ear, no, I'm lost too, I think she skipped a step. Expression. Raj and Howard's confusion at the rapidly changing narrative, highlighting how convoluted Sheldon's lie has become. Penny. No, look, Sheldon's cousin Leo escaped rehab, and he's in a Motel 8 at Long Beach. The whole family's going out for an intervention. Leonard is driving Sheldon down there to help him through this because he's such a good man. Leonard. Oh, another hug, thank you. Cultural reference. Motel 8. A chain of budget motels. Expression. Penny flawlessly delivers the next layer of the lie, complete with specific details. Motel 8, Long Beach, intervention, and Leonard gratefully accepts another hug for his supposed good deed. Howard. So, road trip to Long Beach. Leonard. No, we're not going to Long Beach. Raj. Why not? Leonard. Because Sheldon doesn't have a drug-addicted cousin Leopold. Expression. Howard's enthusiastic acceptance of the road trip, and Leonard's attempt to disabuse them of the notion, revealing the truth about Leo. Sheldon. It's a very nice community. The Queen Mary is docked there, once the largest ocean liner in the world. It's now a hotel and restaurant where they host a surprisingly gripping murder mystery dinner. Raj. Sounds fun. Howard. I'm game. Raj. Shotgun. Sheldon. No, 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 Leonard gets nauseous unless he sits in front, and even then it's iffy. Leonard. Wait, are we really going to Long Beach? Cultural reference. Queen Mary, murder mystery dinner. A famous retired ocean liner docked in Long Beach, now a hotel and attraction, known for hosting events. Expression. Sheldon, having accidentally created an appealing fictional destination, inadvertently makes the fake trip to Long Beach sound more enticing than the original lie. His detailed knowledge of the Queen Mary and its activities, combined with his specific rules for Leonard's comfort, makes the trip sound genuinely appealing to his friends, trapping them in the lie. Leonard's final, exasperated question shows he's lost control. Scene. Leonard's bedroom. The bedside table is piled with Queen Mary memorabilia. Sheldon. Knock, 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 knock. Leonard. Knock, 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 knock. Leonard. Knock, 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 knock. Leonard. Leonard. Let it go, Sheldon. The murderer was the first mate, whether it makes sense to you or not. Expression. The lingering frustration from the Queen Mary murder mystery. Dinner, highlighting Sheldon's inability to accept an illogical plot point. Sheldon. I've been doing some research on addiction, both the biochemical and behavioral aspects, and I think there's a problem with the current version of our lie. Leonard. What are you talking about? It's fine, she bought it, it's over. Sheldon. Sadly, it's not. Substance abuse is a lifelong struggle, but beyond that I have realized that the Leo the first described would not have agreed to go to rehab. Leonard. Why not? Sheldon. Because Leo is a middle child. Expression. Sheldon's obsessive need for internal consistency within his lie, leading him to do research on addiction to make the fictional character more realistic. His conclusion that Leo, being a middle child, wouldn't agree to rehab is another example of his hyper-analysis of human behavior through a detached, scientific lens. Sheldon. You didn't read the bio, did you? He's not just a middle child, he's the quintessential middle child, from a broken home to boot. Psychologically speaking, the attention he gets by rebelling even to the point of self-destruction is more emotionally valuable than the help he would get at rehab. Expression. Sheldon's elaborate psychological profile for his fictional cousin, showcasing his dedication to the lie's verisimilitude and his belief that psychological factors are concrete facts. Leonard. Get out. Sheldon. Fine. He leaves. A moment later he comes back. I've hesitated to point this out, but I must now remind you that we are in our current predicament because of your initial and totally inadequate deceit. I'm just trying to clean up after your mess. Leonard throws a glass ornament at him. He just manages to shut the door in time. We'll talk in the morning. Expression. Sheldon's quick return to blame Leonard for the entire debacle, emphasizing his role as the fixer. Leonard's frustrated and violent reaction, throwing an ornament, is a rare display of physical aggression, highlighting the extreme stress Sheldon puts him under. Scene. The living room. Strange man. Morning. Leonard. Who are you? Man. I am Sheldon's cousin Leo. Leonard. Oh, God. Sheldon does not have a cousin Leo. Expression. The culmination of Sheldon's elaborate lie. He has hired an actor to play Leo. Leonard's immediate disbelief is quickly disproven. Man. Au contraire. I'm 26 years old, I'm originally from, reads off crib notes, Denton, Texas, but I was a Navy brat, so I was brought up on a variety of military bases around the world. As a result, I've often felt like an outsider, never really fitting in, which is probably the reason for my substance abuse problem. Sheldon. Excuse me, we just went over this. As the quintessential middle child, your addiction is rooted in your unmet need for attention. Expression. Toby's, the actor's, rote delivery of his backstory from Crib Notes immediately highlights the artificiality of the situation. Sheldon's immediate correction, asserting his psychological reasoning for Leo's addiction, showcases his insistence on his meticulously crafted narrative. Sheldon. I'm sorry, Leonard, this is Toby Lubenfeld. He's a research assistant in the particle physics lab. But he also minored in theater at MIT. Toby. It was more of a double major actually. Theater and physics. You can guess which one my bourgeois parents pushed me towards. Cultural reference. MIT, bourgeois parents. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a prestigious university known for science and engineering. Bourgeois implies middle class, conventional values, often seen as pushing practical careers over arts. Expression. The reveal of Toby, who is not just a research assistant but also a theater major, makes Sheldon's elaborate deception even more absurd and demonstrates his over-the-top commitment to the lie's believability. Toby's comment about his parents is a relatable jab at parental pressure for certain careers. Toby. Sheldon, how about this as my motivation? When I was 14 years old I was abused in the Philippines by a club-footed Navy chaplain. Sheldon. No. We're going with middle child, and a generic predisposition to inadequate serotonin production. Toby. Swell, how'd I play genetic predisposition? Sheldon. Subtextually, of course. Scientific jargon. Serotonin production. Genetic predisposition. Biological and neurological terms related to mental health. Expression. Toby's attempt to bring genuine and dark, dramatic flair to his character, which Sheldon immediately shuts down, insisting on his clinically precise and less dramatic, but scientifically accurate, motivations. Sheldon's, subtextually, of course, is a hilarious blend of theater jargon and his own analytical approach. Toby. Have you ever woken up in a Fleabag motel, covered in your own vomit, next to a transsexual prostitute? Penny. No. Toby. Then don't ask me how I'm feeling. Expression. Toby's shocking and explicit, and likely fabricated, details about Leo's supposed rock bottom, designed to create maximum impact and deter further questions. Penny. Oh, it was okay I guess, wasn't a big turnout but they both really seemed to like it. Leonard. There were only 2 people there? Penny. By the end. Yeah. Expression. Penny's honest but understated assessment of her performance, revealing the stark reality of her audience size. This underscores the pathos of her artistic aspirations against the backdrop of the guy's elaborate deceptions. Toby. Damn you, Chaplain Horrigan. Toby. The Philippines. 1992. The Subic Bay Naval Station. A young boy on the cusp of manhood. His only companions mongrel dogs and malarial mosquitoes. Desperate and alone he reached out to a man who promised to introduce him to a merciful, loving God, but who instead introduced him to a gin-pickled tongue shoved down his adolescent throat. What choice did he have but to drink, shoot and snort his pain away? Sheldon. Don't forget his genetic predisposition towards addiction. Toby. That's never been proven. Sheldon. There have been studies. Toby. Not double-blind studies. Sheldon. How could there be a double-blind study? Who would be the control group? Cultural, medical reference. Subic Bay Naval Station, double-blind studies, control group. A former U.S. naval base in the Philippines. Scientific study methods designed to eliminate bias. Expression. Toby, clearly enjoying his role, launches into a dramatic and disturbing backstory, which Sheldon immediately tries to bring back to his preferred, scientific, explanation. leading to a hilariously pedantic argument about research methodology in the middle of a fabricated drug intervention. This emphasizes Sheldon's inability to let go of facts, even in a lie. Leonard, as you can see, detoxing can get pretty ugly, let's give them some privacy. Penny, yeah. Hey, do you want to come over to my place, have coffee? Leonard, sounds good. Penny, I have a video of me singing last night, do you want to see it? Leonard, gee, why wouldn't I? Penny, this is even better than you coming to the showcase, because now I get to watch you watch me. Expression. Leonard attempts to end the awkward interaction. Penny's immediate suggestion to watch her singing video, and Leonard's forced enthusiasm, gee, why wouldn't I, shows the irony of his efforts to avoid hearing her sing, which have now led him directly to it. Penny's watch you watch me is a subtle moment of her enjoying the attention, even if it's awkward for Leonard. Toby, and that he loved the companionship and the wisdom that his own father failed to provide. Sheldon, your parents made the right decision. Toby, I cannot work like this. Expression. Toby, caught between his dramatic flair and Sheldon's insistence on his scientific motivations, breaks character, frustrated by Sheldon's adherence to facts over emotional performance. Scene. The apartment. Toby, this is amazing. Just sitting on a couch, watching TV. With a woman, not being drunk, or high, or wondering if you're a dude down there. Penny, Leo, you are a very sweet, really funny guy. You're gonna do okay. Toby, one day at a time. Penny, one day at a time. Expression. Toby, still in character as Leo, delivers a poignant, and slightly crude, reflection on his current sobriety, highlighting the success of the intervention and Penny's supportive nature. His one day at a time is a common recovery mantra. Leonard, how long is he going to stay here? Sheldon, he's a homeless drug addict. Leonard, where is he going to go? Boy, you have a lot to learn about lying. Expression. The final punchline reveals the unexpected consequence of Sheldon's elaborate lie. They're now stuck with a homeless drug addict actor. Sheldon's final, smug comment to Leonard highlights his perverse pride in his own complex deception and Leonard's amateurish attempts